first aid kit. Like this is my top first aid kit. I used to go to the shop and just always be getting this for something, that for something else, and we just had so much stuff in the cupboard. But we started doing this. I think I've been doing it for 5 years, and pretty much the oils and the other doTERRA products is pretty much what I use now. I don't have to go looking. There's something in my cupboard from these that I can do for pretty much everything. So it's pretty exciting. So I just can't even imagine a household without these. So a little bit of here's our family. This was like a random photo that we all happened to be in the same place. It is coming.
Yeah.
We all happened to be in the same place and said, oh, let's quickly grab a group photo. So nobody's, it's quite an eclectic group. And
except for me in my red shirt that sticks out like a thumb, but
Brianna said, oh, I didn't get the memo. There was no memo. Everybody can wear what they want. But yeah, so this is our family. We've had 9 kids. We were married quite young, I suppose. But always, I think when Brianna was little, started looking at natural things because the older 3 were always at the doctors, always sick, and then just started to look at a different way of doing things and looking more for natural things. So that's been our journey over the years, and we've had some quite intense health things. So I was always researching. So then I decided to do my naturopath training, which I didn't finish. They changed the course. So I've only done like 2 part-time years, so 1 full year of study. And then when they changed it, I had to start again. So I thought, no, not for me, not now. I'll do that later. But yeah, meanwhile, we had she was 16 at the time. One of our girls and I had a car accident. So then I had all the results of the car accident and the head injury stuff. And I couldn't really live my life at all well, like major headaches, fatigue, lots of sleeping, lived on painkillers. And went to one of these classes and just did frankincense, which we'll talk about, and another one actually that isn't even on the list to talk about, and just starting using those on a day-to-day basis. And within 3 months, I was able, it was still a journey, but I could actually drive for 2.5 hours, come back home and actually be able to function. So in that time, which is, it would be 5 years ago now, I can count the number of painkillers I've had. And I was a migraine person anyway. So I would be doing Panadol and Nurofen regularly. But I can get a migraine and I can just treat it with the oils. It's actually incredible. And some other products that doTERRA has. It's mind-blowing. Because the headaches I was getting were like, I probably should have been taken up to ED for some of them. I felt like I was going to have a brain hemorrhage. That's how bad they were. So it is very exciting what you can do with these oils. So I don't know, pop your hand up if you know lots about them, or a little bit, or middle, or just I don't know how you can do that. Hand up if you've used them, if I can see you. Yes. Yep, that's cool. Okay, well, yay, somebody popping it in there, because there's the hand down there too. Well, I'm pointing, you can't see what I'm pointing to, but you'll see it at the bottom of your screen. Okay, so that's our family. We've had lots of different things to try these oils on, and it continues to blow our minds what they can help with, which I'll try keep the stories to the minimum because I could keep you here all night. But you'll have other things to do this evening too, I'm sure. So our next one is just a quick overview of the symptoms, the support systems within your body that oils can help with. So you can look there, all our body systems are listed. So I'm not going to read them out because you can read them, but you can see how effective that whatever you've got, will fit within those body systems, because everything does. So you can see that there will be an oil for everything. And that's always the motto. I'll have an oil for that. No matter what somebody says, I'll have an oil for that. Yeah, and I haven't found anything that I haven't had an oil for yet. Obviously, sometimes with other things as well, but definitely support. I'm actually supporting my mum at the moment, who has lost her brother. And it's her, when you're older, it's your last family member. So I actually, I haven't even, this is just random, there's an essential oil called Console, and it's a blend of essential oils. And I had one sitting in the cup on my shelf just for situations like this. So I was able to give it to her. She said it is amazing. Just helps so much, because it gets a little bit overwhelming, grief does. So she's finding it hugely supportive. And how cool is it that you've got something that you can give to other people to help them in their time of need? It's the best thing. So the 4 main issues we find that people, need support with are sleep. It's a biggie. Pain. Lots of people have pain. Their digestive system and their immunity. Did you add one of those, or did we think of another one the other day, Brianna?
We did think of another one.
Yeah, can't think what it is.
It was definitely something along the emotional.
Allergies, maybe. Oh, was it emotional? Oh, yes, emotional. It was. Yeah. Yes, because allergies and emotional support are 2 ones that are really high up on the list. Yeah. We've had lots of, like, a big emotional need in our family just recently with someone, and different to the one that I talked about before. And honestly, the oils are just 100% of the day. I truly hate to think what our days would have been like without them. So, okay, next one. The 3 different ways to use the oils. So we can use them topically. I haven't got my coconut oil, but pretend this is a bottle of coconut oil.
Yeah.
I pretty much do, there we go. Thanks, Brianna. I pretty much, if I'm just going to do it straight away, need something, 3 drops of coconut oil and 1 drop of essential oil. And then you can just rub it on wherever the need is. And you can do, you could do 2 or 3 essential oils. You might decide to put them together, a few different ones to target a certain area. So you can apply them topically, aromatically through the diffuser, and you can also use them as a food additive. So you can put a drop in water, or some of them, like frankincense for the headaches and that, I would actually get the bottle. This isn't frankincense, I'm just grabbing it. Just to hold it up like that and actually put it on the roof of my mouth, or just tip the bottle up and put a drop under my tongue. So this would only ever recommend that way as a food additive if you're using doTERRA oils, because there's no regulation in the essential oil industry. So I have never ever felt comfortable buying any essential oils for so many years. I could just never buy it, because I'd be that person looking at the bottle, where does it come from? That says organic, but is it? That was me. So I'd walk in, look at all these bottles and think, I don't know, and I'd walk out with nothing. But when I went to the class and saw these, I thought, no, I'm 100% happy. So there's a website you can look at, and it's www.source2you. Brenna, you could probably put that in the chat, so I don't know how free you are to do stuff. www.source2you.com, and you can look at how they're sourced, and I think you can look at how they're tested on there too. But at the bottom base of every bottle of oil, there's a number, and you can put that number in there, and it will tell you where it's from, how it's grown. I'm pretty sure that's the website. And and so every single batch of oil is tested 44, well, this is how many times it used to be, it might even be more now, 44 times by doTERRA, and then it's sent off to an independent company that tests a whole lot of other things around the world, not just essential oils. And that's tested 11, that just tested 11 more times. So if there's any impurity, it's gone. It's just not used. So I felt very, very comfortable, although it did take me a while to be adding it to water or putting it under my tongue, anything like that. And then somebody said, so I wonder why you're worried about that. Is it because we're always told not to because there is no testing? And I thought, yeah, that is true. And then I thought, well, my naturopath studies, we did aromatherapy. So I thought, I'll get my textbook I've had on my shelf for years and look to see what it talks about that. But they have been used internally as food additives for centuries. So that made me feel a lot better. And I thought, no, I actually trust these. Please don't use other brands like that, because, well, you can do your own due diligence there. But that's where I stand on that. So I'm really happy these 3 ways. So on the bigger moments, you can diffuse them and put them on topically and use them internally. It's amazing. Okay, so we'll just very briefly do the top 10 oils. So the first one is, I don't need to hold it because you're looking at the picture, but I really do like holding something. Normally in a class, like if we're in person, we would take the lid off and we'd hand the bottle around and you'd smell the bottle. And so, you're really experiencing it. So it always feels strange not to hold the bottle of oil. But frankincense is considered the king of oils. If you just cannot think what oil to use in that moment, frankincense, because whatever your body needs, it's going to target it. This was the one that, I don't know, I could just smell this all day, because I think it helped me so much with after the car accident. It's just the one, I'll always go for. It's amazing for cellular support. You can read all that. Nervous system. I mean, if you're really, really anxious, drop that in your hand, rub them together, smell, or dilute it and pop it on, definitely through the diffuser. So that's called the king. What's next? Lavender. It's called the queen. So we have the king and the queen first off. So lavender is right up there with frankincense. It's fantastic for sleep support. These 2 through the diffuser at night time, very soothing. I did that last night for one of ours that's needing a lot of extra oil support at the moment. And I did add another oil that we'll talk about later. And she said to me just probably an hour ago, she goes, how quickly did I go to sleep last night? Because I'd put the oils on, and anyway, it was instant rather than easily an hour, if not 2. So amazing. If you burn yourself, because if we talk about putting oils on topically, we always dilute them. But one time, it's just why we dilute, I'll just touch base on that, is that because they're so pure, they're really volatile, they'll just pop off your skin sort of thing. But you absorb at least 20% more straight away if it's actually diluted. So you might think that you've got a big issue, you just want to put lots of oils on. It doesn't actually do anything except waste your oil. You just need a little bit, the top purity, a little and often is the thing. So yeah, lavender, but for a burn, you basically just put a drop of lavender straight on the burn and not dilute it. It's incredible. We don't even put burns under cold water anymore. We literally get the lavender, put it on, and then put it on again. And like if the pain gets up, just put it back on. Pain gets up again, put it back on, and it actually is incredible. So if you've got some and you burn yourself, please try it, because it's hard to believe. Yeah, it's soothing for the skin, fantastic for burns, very relaxing. I think it's really known for relaxing. You can do an Epsom salt bath, do Epsom salts, put the oil in there, stir it around, pop it in the bath water. very soothing before bed. Okay. On guard, this is one that we would always want to have, especially with winter coming up, and colds. Where if somebody got a cold in our house, we're, a big family, we have the respiratory, I don't want to say we have a respiratory weakness because that sounds horrible, but, if somebody got sick, it would be croup, and then it would be severe asthma, and it would just spread no matter what we did. So the first time that we had On Guard and somebody got a cold, and I thought, oh, I'm going to test these out, and got On Guard and Easy Air, which were coming through soon, through the diffuser, and nobody else got the cold. That was amazing. It was like, if you're in any doubt at that point, it would be gone. So in winter, if you're going somewhere where people are sick, you just dilute the On Guard with the coconut oil and pop it on so that you're breathing, and it just helps. This is being recorded, so I do have to be a bit careful with my language, actually. Not swearing. I don't mean swearing. I just mean being compliant. We're not allowed to say this will cure that, but it just helps support your immune system. We're allowed to say that. It helps support, and just a barrier to the winter bugs and germs. Yes, and I don't know if anybody gets mouth ulcers, but you can just get a bit on your finger and put it on the ulcer. Incredible. Things like crazy, because what doesn't? I don't know if anybody's had mouth ulcers, but they hurt for about 7 days. They just build, and then suddenly they're gone. I haven't had one for so many years. I didn't even think about it for ulcers, and I got one a few months ago. And Brianna used to get shocking ulcers, like halfway across her mouth,
scarring from them, and I did I looked for every trick under the sun, and nothing worked.
We've just tried everything with ulcers over the years, but a drop of that, and that was it. I never thought about the ulcer again. Itchy bites, you can just dab a bit of On Guard on it. Same with the lavender. It's amazing. Anyway, so that's wonderful. Great for cleaning. It's got clove and cinnamon. Helps, deter mold if you're using it in your cleaning. I'll stop because I could go on for ages, so we'll do the next one. Easy Air. This was a game changer for us. Here, I've just got to touch it. I don't even know where it is. I think it's actually out in the other room. Oh, here it is. This is amazing. We have, because if our kids got colds, they'd get a breathing issue. Breathing issue has a name. I don't want to flag this recording by saying the name, but it starts with A. And so in our house, we just had a nebulizer, steroids, inhalers. We just had the whole setup. But really hardly anybody has used the puffer things. Because at the first sign of tightness, it'll be a drop of Easy Air in their hands, rub them together, and inhale deeply about 6 times, and it just opens up your whole diaphragm. It's incredible. And if you have to do it every 20 minutes, half an hour, it's fine. And that actually, I've found it very supportive if somebody's feeling very, very uptight, because it will just open and relax all through your upper body. Across the nostrils for snoring, it definitely reduces snoring. Somebody's used it for allergies and found it really effective. Blocked nose, anything that you'd use the Vicks for, which we don't use. It's petroleum based. It's just full of rubbish, whereas this is just a pure, blend of essential oils. So that's what, we'd go for in this house. So that has been a game changer for us. What are we doing next? Lemon. This is so uplifting. If you're feeling a bit flat, you can just diffuse lemon through the diffuser. It just makes you feel cheerful. It can help promote feelings of happiness, I should say. Amazing digestive support. First thing in the morning, a drop of this in a glass of water just helps your digestive system. Yeah, if it's sluggish, it will help with that. It's just good. It's very energizing, great for cleaning, helps remove sticky labels. Yeah, and it is also part, I'll wait until we do the other, but I'll put it over here so I remember to talk about that again. Great in a cleaning. As an air freshener, just put it in a spray bottle, water, drops of lemon, shake, spray the room. It's really nice. Yeah. Okay, and next we have eucalyptus. That's similar to Easier, but quite a different smell, but great for the colds, the congestion. And as Brianna told me when I didn't believe her, because of course I don't know everything, we're always all learning, but she's told me it was good for inflammation and sore muscles. And I'm saying, yeah, are you sure? So when we'd finished talking, I went and got my book out, and sure enough, you were right.
But I found that out about 3 months later.
Yeah, just recently.
Yeah,
that I didn't believe her. Yeah, so soothing the sore muscles, supports the respiratory. There's, and actually for any of this, you can go on PubMed. I don't know, has anybody like PubMed research the whole, you can just find out all these research articles. So if you go into PubMed and pop in eucalyptus oil, it will bring up a whole lot of medical, research. It's fantastic. So I utilize that quite a lot. I follow somebody called Scott Johnson. He does heaps of research. But because I do a brand of oil, I can't put that on the oils page, because then you're saying that this oil can cure that. So, and that's not allowed. We're not allowed to say that. So, Brenna, you could put Scott Johnson in the chats just as a, if you don't mind, please, and thank you. Yeah, because he's really worth following. Such good info. I would love to share every post he does. Okay, so that's eucalyptus. Then we have peppermint. I have to get my glasses. Peppermint is it's very refreshing. And if I loved chocolate mint, those chocolate mint biscuits, because the peppermint, I love it. So when I got this peppermint, I was so surprised because it didn't smell like the chocolate mint biscuits. But now I actually don't eat many of them now, but if I have one of those, I think, oh, wow, it actually smells synthetic. It's not, what we're smelling of that, it's not actually the real thing. This is like deeper, fuller, pure. It's just obviously pure. So that's very refreshing. It's very cooling. You can put it in a spray bottle and spritz yourself if you're really, really hot, and it will just cool you down nicely. We have used it for temperatures. If somebody's got a temperature, we dilute it and, dilute it and rub it along their spine or on the soles of their feet. It's startling how that works. Somebody recently was suffering from heat stroke, basically, just made a spritz bottle and just kept spraying their arms and legs, and it helped immensely. Headaches, you can dilute it and pop it on your temples. Lemon, lavender. Oh, actually, and now we've done lavender, haven't we? We haven't got any blends, but we talked about allergies before. But in these top 10 oils, you've got lemon, lavender, and peppermint all together in a blend, like coconut oil, a drop of each of those, and pop that on. And it's an amazing support if you have allergies. We had one daughter that could not go outside pretty much in summer, and we did have to revert to antihistamines. That did not work. And yeah, this summer wasn't a time to look forward to because of the severe allergies, and they were just unbelievable. The first year we tried that, and that it just sort of seems to bring your body back to that homeostasis. So something must be out of balance with allergies, and when you take that, it just must balance it, because she hardly gets allergies. My husband can't take antihistamines because it sets off this ear thing that he like Meniere's disease. It's not a disease, it's sick, but it's just the dizzy, and yeah. But so that if he has an antihistamine, it sets that off. So he hasn't been able to take them for years, but so he'll get allergies. But he can use these, and he basically doesn't get allergies. It's actually incredible, startling. So if you get allergies, definitely have a go of lemon, lavender, and peppermint diluted in coconut oil. It's incredible. There will be heaps more about peppermint, but we're trying to
hot flashes,
keeping you cool.
Yeah,
definitely. So the next one is balance. That it does, that is such a support in the same way as the name says, a lot of emotional support and balance. So it's a great one for when you're going to sleep at night and when you're ready to start the day. Just to, whole body relaxation and just, the tranquility, just balance, helps support those emotions. So, and if you're supporting your emotions, then you're going to sleep better because you're not, you haven't got that churning going on and the stress thing. It's amazing for sore muscles. We've got one daughter that gets a very, very sore neck, and we've tried lots of different oil combinations because remember, everybody is different. So what works for somebody else just might need that tweaking a little bit. So we've just tried lots of different things, but probably the most effective for her at the moment is the balance put on, and then another oil that we're doing at the end that I just say as soon as you can, get the top 10 as soon as you can, add Copaiba, it's called. We'll talk about it, I think, soon. So balance, it's wonderful. And we've got a little video clip just to do a little blurb about balance. I won't say any more because the video will do it.
I'm like everyone else. I have a lot of favorite essential oils, but there are oils that I use on a daily basis, and one of my favorites is Balance Essential Oil. I like Balance because of what it does for me individually, helping me to feel soothed, helping me to feel calm, even helping me to feel more prepared to deal with all the things I need to deal with on a daily basis. There's two primary ways that I like to use Balance for myself individually. I love diffusing Balance because everyone then receives the benefits, and I love the aroma. But my favorite way to use Balance Essential Oil is to apply it to myself topically. And I do that either on the bottom of my feet or on the back of the neck is a great place for me to use the essential oil. I believe that the real key is not to have a single oil that we use, but rather a variety of oils that allows us to address multiple things.
Okay, I just find that interesting how under the microscope, the blood was like coagulated all together and couldn't move freely. And then, after, I can't remember how long they said, but very quickly, it's just freed all the blood cells up to actually move through the body. And I think that's probably what my daughter feels with, the neck thing. It just frees up the blood circulating, and everything's sort of loosening, and it makes such a difference. So I love that. Never used to be in the top 10. But they swapped one out and put Balance in. I wasn't sure what I thought about that, but I'm actually really happy. I love it. It's I'm actually about to replace mine because it's nearly all gone. So it's a good indicator. Okay. What have we got next? Oops, skipping that one. Then we've got Zengest. This one is incredible. That's a digestive blend, Zengest. So if we've got some that just get a bit of an upset tummy after eating, so just dilute that and rub that on. It's incredible, just amazing how it can just settle a stomach. And you know how the brain and the gut, the brain gut thing, this actually also helps support if somebody's feeling really anxious. You can just pop that on, and that can help hugely just to relax their emotions as well. I've got a couple, like they were saying that one gets really constipated and one has the opposite, but they've both used Zengest and both their issues have stabilized. So it just brings your body back, I think, and that's the beauty of the oils, that your bodies can just get a bit out of balance, and it just helps bring it back to level. So if you need to settle your digestive system down, pop the digestive, and if it's sluggish and needs a bit of a hurry up, pop that on. So we had one that was actually diagnosed with IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, and he just used this a lot, and there's no way that diagnosis would even be, just wouldn't. So he can eat a lot of foods that he couldn't eat before, and if there's something that upsets a bit, he'll pop this on. Plus there's actually a lot of other support within doTERRA for digestion. There's probiotics, there's digestive enzymes, mind blank. Anyway, there's a lot that our anti-inflammatories, actually, the ice blue polyphenols, it's just amazing. So definitely a lot of help for digestion, but this product is incredible. So you can actually also put it in a glass of water, but it seems to be just as effective, if not more, used topically. So I'm all for doing that, and saving the food additive for, I just don't like to go overboard on that. So if it works topically, I'm going to do topically. So Zengest is amazing. Then we have tea tree. Most people have had experience with tea tree. Straight on wounds, helps for mold, freshens up your laundry, dandruff with lavender and peppermint, actually even just tea tree in your shampoo or your conditioner. Tea tree, you can also diffuse that, like if there's bugs going around, put your On Guard and tea tree through the diffuser. Most people know heaps about tea tree, so I actually meant to move this next slide till further on. We might just skip to your head picture. Although you did use other oils, but you can, if you just had the top 10 oils and had an injury like Brianna had, you could be using them on it and have a very similar result. But because Brianna's got more, are you jumping to your Brianna?
Yeah.
Just swap around.
I forgot that it was actually in there. So I play a lot of squash, and last year I think I tripped on my shoelace. I'm still not quite too sure, but I tripped and fell into the wall, which they're just solid concrete walls. So that there's my nice lump there. About an hour afterwards, it did get a bit bigger than that again. I just didn't get the photo. And then this here's the next morning, which I tried to kind of get in a better light to be able to get it, but it was quite small, so it was quite hard to capture. When I first did it, I was out cold for about 6 minutes, and then kind of came to, and I felt pretty awful. Felt very dizzy and nauseous, and the girls were kind of talking about getting me some painkillers, and somebody said, she'll want all her natural things. So they brought down my bag onto the squash court and I just started putting them on. I think that's in the next one. Oh, it'll be in the one after. So this, I did get a little bit of bruising here, but still probably not quite so bad as it could have been. Still no lump. I had no headaches apart from that first probably 10 minutes after I woke up. And then, so this here was what I used. So this was what the girls brought down to me as well. And I used the Pain Blend every 5 minutes for the rest of the evening. So because I have a lot of the kind of extra oils in my Pain Blend, I had the frankincense, copaiba, lemongrass, oregano, and turmeric. But that's what Mum was just saying, that you could swap out, and you can a really good Pain Blend even from the top 10. I still very highly recommend copaiba, which we'll talk about a bit more. But it might be frankincense, peppermint, balance, eucalyptus, and then hopefully copaiba as well. And then
those. So it's still a lot you can choose from. All the ones that you said, there's a lot in there that would do pain.
Yeah, and I also use that Pain Blend as well. And then the Ice Blue stick is fantastic, and that's a really good sport bag option because you can get the rub. Well, it's not up there. You can get the rub, which is an athletic cream, which is great.
Actually 10% off this month.
Oh, that's right. I did see that.
The cream, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I was obviously like very careful with checking for concussion, and the next couple of weeks I was kind of monitoring myself, and Mum was very highly as well.
But she's had head injuries before. So
you have to be really careful after you've had some. So but yeah, I had no headaches, which I 100% put down to the oils and just getting them in. Like that was my first response within probably about a 10-minute time frame, I think. And just continually as that little and often, that I think made the big difference as well.
Yeah, it is. So yeah, it's and we've got like heaps and heaps of stories like that, more dramatic, less dramatic, and just all over the show. Thanks, Brianna. And I think if we carry on, I think I've just got, I think it's the next one, the diffuser one.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, this was what I put in that night. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. So, the 3 drops of frankincense and copaiba. So that's a little bit more than I normally would do, or I might do like add in lavender. But that particular night, I thought I kind of want to protect, look after my brain and give it the most amount of support that I can. And then the next day, I just had a at-home office day, so I had the frankincense, copaiba, and balance going through the diffuser all day. And both my lounge and my room is quite big, so that like how much you put into the diffuser, depends on your room size.
And that top one there for the nighttime one, that's a really good nighttime. Like, let's take out copaiba because it's not part of the top 10, but frankincense and lavender in there. And in a bedroom, like what did I put in one of the girls' rooms last night? I think it was probably 2 frankincense and 2 lavender. And that was amazing. But because I have copaiba, then I just put a bit of that in as well. So just amazing, just settles your system. And the diffuser is great just during the day. Fill it with water and use whichever oils, like lemon, like before, or peppermint if you want for it to be bright and uplifting. And if you're studying, peppermint, you are shown to remember a higher percentage. And then if you're doing an exam and you've been diffusing peppermint, while you're studying, when you do the exam, have some peppermint on as well, because your brain makes that connection and remembers a high percentage of information.
And it's great for alertness too. Like if you're working from home, then you can have it through your diffuser. If you're not working at home, you can have a little roller bottle that's in your pocket. when I'm on night shift, it's in my pocket, so that if I'm starting to feel a bit tired, I'll roll that on, since I can't have my diffuser at work. So
Right. So that I think if we just skip oh no, should we skip along? I went through and I changed it all this afternoon. Now I'm thinking, okay, so what did I put there?
do we want to go back and do the Claricam and Copaiba and then go into the?
Yeah, like that was a like a very fast overview of the top 10. So does that think about, does that hit any target areas that would be helpful for you? Because we sort of say the top 10 can pretty much do 80% of all issues. So there is something there to support. And what I tend to do, I always just like to grab in this top 10, I just like to mention a couple of other oils, because these are some of the really big issues. I've just got rid of so the first one is actually Claricam, which is the women's blend. So for people still getting their periods, amazing, just amazing for period pain. And all have hormones, so I just say don't even just use it at that time of the month. But at that time of the month you'd rub it like on your tummy. It can be quite instant, or on the soles of your feet, but I actually recommend just using it every day, because it just helps balance the hormones. So I had somebody that would just keep breaking out, and she was just saying that she just hasn't had the breakouts, and I'm sure it's because of the Claricam, because it's just helping balance those hormones. Amazing for midlife, the hot flushes later on in life. I actually experienced that. It was incredible. So I mean, I'm actually not the person that would even really notice a hot day in summer. I'm more like cold than hot. So these hot flashes were like, whoa, I've never experienced that, and it would be instant. But I just started that, and it was incredible. Just rolled it on my feet every night, and they pretty much went, unless I just got complacent and forgot, and then they'd start up again. So I'd just start that again, and bye-bye, hot flashes. Just incredible. So that is a mandatory in our house. It's just got to be. Can't be without it. And the other one is the one we mentioned, is Copaiba. That works on the I always say it wrong, endocannabinoid system, same as cannabis oil. So amazing for pain. Just very, very, very good pain support, emotional support, cardiovascular support, basically all those body systems that we talked about in the first slide. It helps all of them. So it's great to add in like the sleep diffuser, emotions. It is actually incredible. So if I'm getting a migraine and I catch it early enough, because since the car accident, I would actually just wake up with them in the morning, so there's no time for anything. But during the day, if I think, hang on a minute, I know what that is, I'll put a drop under my tongue or a dilution and put it on the back of my neck. Or it's amazing. And Brianna, I think you should probably share after the bike accident. Yeah.
So when I got into the oils, I had a really bad mountain bike accident about 2 years beforehand, and I came off my bike and damaged my shoulder and back, and 2 years on I was still on tramadol and nerve blockers and just a whole bunch of stuff, and still not able to work. My walking wasn't very good at all. Surgeons told me I'll never play sport again, and probably wouldn't have a normal walk. And yeah, I was getting quite desperate, and then we started using the oils, and this, like, it was very much a combination of everything that I used, but if I was to put it down to one oil, I think it would be this one. And so I'd just use it topically. I'll put it through my diffuser, and I still do all of this. I put it on topically, and I put a drop under my tongue as well. And as long as I can keep up with things, then I'm normally quite okay, and I'm back playing sport and very competitively. So yeah.
I usually, if we were
Yeah,
in a classroom setting, like not classroom setting, but all in the same lounge, I'd give a demo of how Brianna walked. But like, here's a person straight up and down, and here are the hips, and basically she was bent over like that, and her legs, I just sort of, legs will go straight. Oh, you can't really show it, straight, but her legs would sort of have to go like that somehow. So she was bent like that, and her legs would have to go around. So walking, you can imagine how slow, and and she was just
an amount of effort.
Yeah. So in the oils class, they tried a different oil on one side of her back. She popped that on one side of her back, and then the diluted copaiba on the other side of her back. And within 10 minutes, your back was feeling different where the diluted copaiba had gone.
And we put the diluted copaiba on my right side of my back, and it was my right side that was worse. And like, if I overdid it, I would get like this numb, like this tingly feeling down my right leg. And if I didn't stop, my right leg would just go numb. So my right side was a lot, like, has more nerve damage than the left, and the right side felt better with the copaiba.
Yes, she had actually, just a picture of the nerve damage. She actually burnt her back with hot water bottle because she couldn't feel that they were actually hot enough, because she didn't feel anything in her back. So she had put a hot water bottle as a heat pack, but it was way too hot, but she didn't know. But anyway, that after that class, she walked out and her body was straight, and her legs went just a normal action. It was startling. So if you have anybody that is suffering pain-wise, that is just such a support. Yeah, it's one of it. That's an oil. Well, actually, to be honest, we wouldn't be without any of the oils. We're very passionate about the oils because they've transformed our lives.
And I think it's back to that little and often. Like, I still need to be using them. I still have no feeling in my lower back because that doesn't come back. But yeah, it's just that little and often. And my diffuser broke a little while ago because I use it almost 24/7. And I started it quite sore and stiff again. And I was like, I wonder if it's a diffuser. So I borrowed Mum's for about a week, and then I was back to my normal self again. So yeah, it's just starting to using them.
Yeah. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just skip along. Because I think I'd like to swap the order. Oh yes, actually no, we will stop. So with the essential oils, the best way to buy them, it will be, I should have put that first, the starter kits, I think.
Okay,
yeah, thank you, because I changed this order, but now I want to back how Brianna had it. The most cost-effective way to buy the actual top 10 oils is as a kit. You can buy them individually, but you pay more for them. So this is called the Family Essentials, and it's the 5 ml bottles. We've actually been holding up 15 ml bottles, but it's the top 10, and it comes with a 30 ml bottle of fractionated coconut oil for diluting, and a free wholesale membership, and a welcome. Oh yeah, those little, the 5 ml bottles, with the batch numbers on the bottom. And when you get an account, when you purchase an account, actually I think I've got that further on, so I'll wait. So anyway, that's one. So it's 200 New Zealand dollars. And then there's another one which is 15 ml bottles. So it's 325 bottles. And Brianna, I never remember the maths, so Brianna will tell you a little bit of the maths.
So you get 3 times the amount of oils for the Home Essentials kit for an extra $125. So it ends up quite a bit cheaper. And in the size of the bottles, in these bigger bottles, the 15 mils, you get approximately 250 drops per bottle. And then with the smaller ones that come in the Family Essential, the 5 mils, you get approximately 85.
Right. So price per drop for the Home Essentials, the oil, the actual essential oil works out a lot cheaper for each drop of essential oil. So it's the same oils in this one as in the 5 ml bottles, and yep, the same size fractionated coconut oil, free wholesale membership, and the welcome kit. So and then we have, I think I put Nature's Solution. There's actually different kits you can buy as well, but because we talked mainly about the oils, we've got this one. So that's just a bigger kit. It's got Adaptive, which is an emotional, lavender piece, which is a blend specifically for sleep. So it's got the top 10 plus extras. It's also got the On Guard Cleaner Concentrate, which is incredible. You won't need any other cleaning thing. Peppermint beadlets, which is a quarter of a drop of peppermint in each beadlet. Pop it in your mouth, bite it, instant refresh, and wake up. It comes with a diffuser, a wooden storage box, the On Guard cleansing toothpaste, which is incredible. Foaming hand wash with 2 dispensers. Anyway, a whole lot there. You can read that, and also the free wholesale membership and the books that come with it. Okay, what's our next slide? Actually, we'll just put. Oh yeah. So this is, and the thing with having the oils is having them, we had another thing and I took it out, but having them where you're going to use them. So don't buy them, pop them in a cupboard away where you're not going to see them and forget about using them. You honestly want to put them where they're accessible. So daytime oils, have out in your living area your sleepy oils. I mean, I actually have a nighttime routine with my oils and have it in the bathroom, so that as I'm getting ready for bed, I'm just putting the oils on, because they I used to take ages to go to sleep. I'm easily asleep in 5 minutes, and if I'm not asleep in 5 minutes, then I'll just get up and pop some more oils on. But yeah, 5 minutes tops, I'd say. And it's just learning to think, oh, I've got this going on. There'll be something I can do in the oils. So you just make doTERRA your first response and just build habits into everyday life. And it's just bit by bit, and learning by learning, one thing at a time, or just adding to your knowledge. And then if we flick back, sorry about that, to the next one. Yep. So once you've got the oils, you get a one-on-one wellness consult. That's probably a slide at the end. We make a call and just go through a lift brochure that comes with it, and just work out how to use the oils that you've just bought, in particular to what your need is. And then it can just look at other areas of your life to see, what might be helpful as well. So it's quite cool. So you sort of really get to hone in and think. We usually try to work on the top 3 needs and gear a program with your oils to that. And it's really interesting. We did a class and we're sort of going through that, and somebody was saying, wow, when we did this the first time, went through the top 3 needs and worked out a program, those 3 things are just not even an issue. That it just wasn't even an issue for them. So it's pretty exciting, just amazing results. So you can just buy your oils and that's it, never buy anything else again, or just buy, replace your oil as it empties. Or you can set up a loyalty rewards order, which is just purchasing something every month. No minimum order. I can just do one thing. And what we do is just swap what you get from the grocery shop, because doTERRA isn't just oils. It's amazing shampoo and conditioner. the best skincare I've ever used. The most natural washing powder that I've seen. Incredible toothpaste, which has got that hydroxyapatite. I don't even know if that's how you say it. It helps build your tooth enamel. With a brand new flavour just come out this month, spearmint. I'm so excited. Yeah, you can just swap everything out. Vitamins, a metabolic system, like a collagen system. It's amazing. So yeah, that's on the loyalty rewards, and then you can get free points back and you get free products. So but I mean, you don't have to think about that now. It's like that's something that can be talked about later, but it's actually incredible. I've had so much free stuff just by being on the loyalty rewards order. I got my whole skincare set for free last month. Moisturizer, cleanser, toner, moisturizer, and the extra, I can't even think what it's called. Do you know what it's called, Judith? The serum, face serum. It's beautiful. Okay, so I think we've got a further one down. Sorry, Brianna, skipping right down to a flowery one. Yeah, what happens? I've already said this. What happens when you join us? One-on-one wellness consultation, ongoing support, and available to answer any of your questions. And it's a wider support group. It's not just us. We don't know everything. We're all learning. But there's actually a huge knowledge base. It's incredible. Live classes covering common issues, and recordings available to go back. And there's just so much online, so many people you can follow, so much learning. This year we're going to be doing, we went down to Wellington, and there's a big group there, and different speakers. And Hayley, you're right up north, aren't you? Are you up north?
Taihape.
Oh, Taihape. Oh, that's nice and close. Because if we do something here, we want to get something going here. So you'd actually be able to join in and just get some different speakers. And yeah, we want to do more of that this year. So it's pretty cool, and just such a wonderful health support. So the next one, I feel like I've done so much talking, sorry, but it's okay. So when you've got your oils, if you're like me and Brianna and probably most other people I know, you're actually quite a caring person, and you meet people with things going on in their lives, and it is just the best thing, because you can actually give them just here, try this, and you can give them something to support their needs. So sharing the sharing the oils with those around you is one way we can care about others, and it speaks 1,000 words. And with doing that, if you're doing that continually, you can get to a stage where you get your oils paid for. And that certainly wasn't my goal when I got them. I actually just wanted them for us, and then trying them out, because we had such a big family, I just had such fun trying them. If something had something going on, I'm like, oh, good, I can experiment on you. And then you sort of see how much they work, and then you think, oh, okay, and then you're just helping, and then people are asking you, and it's actually really neat. So it becomes a whole lifestyle if you want it to. So it's my favorite thing to do in a day. And I don't think we need to do the key ring bit, because we can talk about that later. The next little slide, I actually just like the slide with all those stars. I think I must be into stars at the moment, and that little movement thing. But anyway, if you want to get the oils, we'd love to have you in our doTERRA community. It's quite cool. It's always learning. And if you have something going on and you don't know which oil to use, you just message and say, hey, what would you suggest? And we do that. And if you want to have a group of people around, to share about the oils, then Type is not far away, Hayley. We could come and take do a class in Tai Happy. We would actually do that. And yeah. And it actually ends up a very fun social thing where you're actually helping people with your day-to-day life and health needs. So if what was I going to say? There's actually how to explain it. At the moment, if you did want to join and you wanted to chat, if you wanted to get oils and you wanted to chat about that, chat to whoever invited you to the Zoom, to the class. It's not actually on Zoom. And we can actually now generate a link if you want a particular thing, and you can just send a link and you can just finish off buying through that. But we've done the hard work of it and just set it up for you to do. Or just have a chat and ask more about it. And for the next 3 months, there's this program going on, which is really cool. If you order like your starter kit, so you're starting off for the first time, you order your starter kit for the free membership. It's got to be over 100 PV, which all these kits were over 100 PV. So then you actually get 30% of that 100 PV back to spend as free product. So you can get, that's pretty cool. And then if you did 100 PV for the next month and 100 PV for the following month, you'll get 30% back of that first 100 PV or whatever. Might be more than 100 PV, but it's got to be 100 PV to qualify. Then 30% of the back of the next 100 PV or more, and 30% back of those three. And then you will get, if you're on the Loyalty Rewards program, which is a monthly order, then you are straight away on the 30% back. Whereas usually if you did it sounds like a foreign thing, but I just want to try get this concept. It would actually take 13 months to get to the 30%.
Because you start off, normally when you purchase the kit, you start off on that 10%, and then it slowly increases and slowly grows up until you hit that 30, which takes that 13 months. Yeah.
So then as long as you've got a doTERRA wholesale account, you can get 30% back from your orders if they're over 100 PV. No, over 50 PV later on, but it's just the first 3 months is 100 PV orders for 3 months. And we'll be able to show you how easy that is by swapping what you'd normally get at the grocery shop into your own shop through doTERRA. So it's actually quite a neat time if you're thinking like that. But really, the main thing is, the first thing is, if you were wanting to get the oils, is just to get that started, and we can explain the rest. Yeah. So does anybody, we could start recording, I think.
It's just on that.
Yeah, just because then we